Hey everybody, you're listening to the Combo Wombo podcast. I'm Chipmunk. Me as always is the Mr. Gimpy.
What's going on, brother?
What's happening? What you sipping on, bro? You got the merch.
Afternoon coffee, dude. Afternoon coffee.
Dang. Got the afternoon hitter.
Because my power was out this morning for quite some time, and
Dang.
I'm sitting there like a fiend, dude, with like no coffee, kids that are awake and bored. But at least, it was daytime, so we could play outside. But it was hot as hell outside, and the Canadian wildfires are burning our eyes. So we weren't out very long, so
Get a little healthy dose of smog in you, dude.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of smog. Never hurt nobody. But other than that, as soon as I got in, made some food and got some coffee. Finally, been craving it, brother. Been craving it.
Getting it, dude.
How you been, man? You been rocking Hearthstone today, or what? I know that's usually your Sunday morning game.
Playing a little bit of that. I was playing that, and then I was like, man, I kind of want to play. This is basically video poker, so I was like, I kind of want to play video poker.
Hell yeah, okay.
So then I just started programming it real quick, and Unity started. I was like, I don't know. It felt like a perfect a lazy Sunday project. I was like, I feel like it doesn't seem too crazy. I feel like I could. It's just cards, it's drawing stuff.
Yeah.
Should be able to do that. I got the images. I got all the buttons down and the images. I made scriptable objects. I don't know. I was just throwing something together. I was listening to an audiobook, just chilling.
Yeah, man.
I had some lunch, had some nice turkey sandwiches, dude.
Hell yeah.
Doing it big.
Man. Yeah, you've been playing
the wildfire.
Yeah, you've been playing anything lately outside of Hearthstone? Anything new? Anything that's inspired you?
Rust. Rust, dude.
Yeah, you love that game, yeah.
Yeah, sure. And I was messing around a little bit in that, with just like a 10x server, and just messing around, building some farms and bases, and just chilling, avoiding the PvP. And then I usually just get killed by some random, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just quit this now.
Yeah.
I don't know, the game's kind of slow paced, but I enjoy it. I enjoy a little bit of Rust. Want to get into some Minecraft.
I will say that you guys convincing me to play Rust, because I've owned Rust forever, but never really jumped in. Yeah, and I never, but the survival type games with the PvP and then the server wipes and stuff, I just don't vibe with typically. But Rust with the squad, where you guys kind of already had guns for me and stuff, where I could just go and raid other people's bases and do stuff. That was a lot of fun. The world in Rust was especially when you get into a populated server, it almost reminds me of a Fallout type feel, where you have these ramshackle communities kind of built up. I
heard the boys were playing cool. Fallout 76 for some reason.
Yeah, well, because the Fallout TV show came out and it was great.
Yeah, it was I think it was free a little bit ago too.
It was $1.
Yeah, it was basically free.
Yeah, basically free. Yeah. Fable got everybody in there. So
dang.
I heard Fallout 76 definitely went through. I played the beta, absolutely hated the game, didn't buy the full game. Fable, he believed in it, bought it, played it when it was in its sorry ass state at launch. Yeah, played it after the NPC update, and then played it now. And everyone who played it seems to enjoy it.
I heard it's
my wife and I were thinking about
it was just
trying it out, just to just to have a Fallout experience. But I have Fallout 4 VR, and its Frick mod just got updated. So the Frick mod, you have a left hand now, so you can actually hold guns for
you watch
real.
I know Counter-Strike also got a left-handed built-in.
Yeah, that's because
you watch any of that Fallout the show?
Oh yeah, it was amazing, dude. Did you watch it?
Yeah, that's why my coworker was telling me about it. He's
dude, it's a quick.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's a quick run through too. It's only 8 episodes an hour each.
Said quick.
Oh no! It was great, dude. I want more. It was fantastic. Right, great acting was great. The the staying true to the game's world and everything was spot fucking on, dude.
Dang,
there's
there's a slap emoji
there's
in real life.
In story, in show charisma checks that you can really tell, and it's absolutely hilarious. But if you don't play the games, because my sister watched it, she never played the games, right, and she enjoyed it too. So it's okay, so it has some nice crossover appeal here.
The lads have been doing the YouTube edits and putting in the checks and stuff and doing the overlays to make it like a game. I decided to watch the Knuckles show.
Yeah,
instead.
yeah. I'm actually gonna watch that with my kids after the pod. So
it's I'll warn you right now. There's like a brother and sister in there. They're like fighting, but they're adults. So
that's fine.
Yeah, all right. I don't want you to, maybe your kids are impressionable. Some kids are dumb.
No, they're fine. They loved the first 2 Sonic movies, and I made them play through Sonic 2. They tried Sonic 1, it was just too hard for them, but Sonic 2 was looking nice middle ground.
The whole show's like pretty mid. It's like a second screen thing. I was just playing like Hearthstone while I was watching it. I think it's episode 4. They do like a rockapella or like a rock opera. And that's really good.
I'm down. Yeah.
I was like, oh dang. I was like, okay, hold up. I stopped like what I was doing on the other screen, just like maximized it. I was like, yeah, all right. That's like the best part.
Nice.
They did like the Chekhov's gun, but they didn't shoot it. Where he's like talking about like a jam is like what gives you a power up, because he has like a CD full of music jams.
Sure.
And then they have like the final big bad evil guy, and I'm like, here it comes, bro. He's gonna throw on his CD and be like, "Here, that's my jam." But that was a missed opportunity.
Damn.
It also like kind of fell apart after like the first episode. Like the first episode sets up everything; it's written really well, and then after that, it's just like a bunch of vignettes. And it is what it is. It goes more for like retention editing as well, like that fast instant cut, like quick references. He basically tries to be Star-Lord for a little bit. I don't know.
Have you seen the 2 movies, the Sonic 1, 2?
Yeah, of course.
I feel like they wanted to get Knuckles' story out there, right? And maybe it's like, hey, Sonic 3, we can't do this because obviously they're bringing Shadow in, so let's just give Knuckles his own thing. I was actually surprised that he got a show, and I was happy. I'm happy with that it was made, right? It's one of those things where I'm sure it's going to be just like okay, but I'm happy that they're expanding the universe because I think the live action Sonic series is actually great. I enjoy it. Like my kids enjoy it. It's something I can see with them. I grew up with Sonic, obviously, so it's something that kind of the new Sonic cartoon, Sonic. Man, I can't remember what it's called. The Netflix one that's current. It's 3D. That was actually pretty decent as well. I watched that with my son. As far as like, I don't know if as an adult if you'd enjoy it, but like watching it with my 5-year-old, it was cool. It was cool to see like some alternate universe like Tails and Knuckles and stuff, and kind of Robotnik. Kind of the stories. If you saw that one Amazon show where the Nazis won, and this lady was trying to like stop the result of World War II with the Nazis won or whatever. It's like that, but Sonic, where Robotnik won. And he's trying. He's like moving an underground force. So
in the cartoon, the old cartoon,
Sonic Underground, where it was like a oppressed world. It's very similar to that in terms of like tone and stuff. But
it was like
3D
embroiled in like lawsuits and stuff because the comic book.
The Underground show?
It came up with like a bunch of stuff from that. So.
Yeah, that's why we had Sonic AM and Sonic Underground at the same time. It's just a big fucking kerfuffle. But yeah, good. But yeah, man, I think that video game media, in terms of like expanded media, in terms of, I think video game books have been good for a while. The Halo expanded story, the Mass Effect expanded stories actually were good.
I think Dragon Age had some.
Yeah, Dragon Age had some. I didn't read the Dragon Age one though.
No.
I believe StarCraft had one too, but it might have just been a companion book. But I can't remember. But I remember
shout out to the Warhammer 40K universe.
Oh yeah. That's kind of its own thing though, right? But,
its own world, dude.
Yeah. But
people been getting mad about it.
I think because
had like female space marines, so people are upset because they're like, not once in the Imperium has ever been.
It's when you have established lore and canon like that. It's like it's not a gender issue at that point. It's a lore issue. I don't think anyone cares if you can have a badass female character.
They've been trying to like get to a younger audience for a while now. Though they do like
Warhammer.
Oh, yeah, and they had like a comic book with like a bunch of other like bullshit in it a while back that nobody really cared about. Everyone was like, this is bullshit. And then everyone was like, it's for younger audience and they're trying to get new people in. But, it is what it is.
Yep.
I mean, you can look at like the whole...
Give a pause. I have a small child in my room. One moment. Let me pause here. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. So they've been doing like all these extended universes and expanded lore to try and reach... It's kind of like the same thing that's been happening in like the movie industry where they're like trying to get like a wider audience. I don't know. it's weird. Halo's been doing it for a while now, and it's been
Halo's faltered though, right?
Yeah, is it growing its audience
sucks.
though? Because like
No.
I don't know, they said the same thing about like Fallout, and they're like, yeah, man, this isn't like a real Fallout, but like every game they've said that for has been like the most popular Fallout ever. So
I think Fallout,
works.
it's true. I think Fallout it's expanded its universe. I think,
Yeah.
or it's expanded its reach, because I've had people who've never played the games or don't play games. My parents, for one, asking me about the show because they're like, "That looks good." Like, should I watch it? Stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I think the reach with that is pretty good.
I think like the difference is like they've been trying to make the games more accessible instead of like more like broad to appeal to a broader audience. They're like, oh, this is still like people are into like apocalyptic stuff. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, but instead of like, being able to play any style you want and doing all these different like speech checks and dice rolls, like the tabletop RPG, we're just gonna like streamline it, and AKA dumb it the hell down.
Exactly.
I saw it even with like the Cyberpunk expansion, where it was like every building you used to go into had like 3 to 4 different ways to breach in and go, like depending on how you built. And like all the new levels were just like, there's just a front door. We gave up. Like we just, at this point of the game, you should be so overpowered. You should just be able to like bust through the front door and steamroll everyone.
I think because he did it, you just played Phantom Liberty raw, right? Like you just use your own character to do it. It's supposed to be experienced like within like a new story. So maybe if you did it that way. I'm
just talking like from a straight like level design perspective, where like you used to be able to hack into stuff, go through like an upper level vent. Like if you had like acrobatics, you could do speech checks and like walk through. And they got rid of like all those different ways, and they're like, now there's just the front door. There's no longer like a back entrance, side entrance, vents, hacking. We're like, just door, go through door. And I'm like, all right, dude.
I think too, though, like with that, I think what we have to the point where Phantom Liberty was more of a guided story though within the cyberpunk world, where its general design was like opposite of what the cyberpunk game was. I felt, like because they were telling a contained story within a larger open-ended story. So I think that's some of that is like design choice. I don't think, and perhaps the level design reflected the design choice, but I think that kind of went hand in hand. I don't disagree with it, and I think Phantom Liberty is telling a really interesting like espionage tale within its world. That being said,
Escape from New York.
You played Cyberpunk initially. For me, it's like a experience within my first experience. So I liked the offshoot kind of, but I think that's difficult about having story-based DLC in an open world game where it comes later and it doesn't really plan to scale the level with your experience, because the game was already a year or two out before Phantom Liberty even came out. So people had time.
It all boils down to like design choices and like what you're trying to build. There's something about building up like a core audience of people. Like it'd be like if like Souls like all of a sudden became like Devil May Cry. People would be like, whoa, this is crazy. But then you're like, we got the nerdy chipmunk to play it. He like enjoys those type of games. He doesn't really like these type of games. It's like we just wanted to appeal to a wider audience. And remember how we used to hint at a wider world? We're just explicitly doing like exposition dumps. Like somebody would be like, let me tell you, traveler, about why this world is the way it is and why everything is how it is. And like, there's not a small portion of the audience that would be incredibly upset about that. Two, you know what? It's funny you mentioned Souls-likes, because there have been Souls-like inspired combat now, but with differences. And you mentioned Devil May Cry. So have you played Jedi Survivor, the newer Star Wars game, the sequel to Fallen Order? No, is that any good?
Fantastic. And the movement in that is actually, no, it doesn't, but it's on Game Pass, so you can play it if you stuff Game Pass. But the movement in that, you have like these Jedi trials where the movement is freaking ridiculous, just very different than the Soul style of clunky, deliberate movement. You had more like aerial acrobatics kind of the thing, and
Darksiders.
It works. It works very well, and I would implore you to check that out just to see.
Hardcore parkour. All right, maybe I'll check that out. The Game Pass thing.
Yeah, man. And what I wanted to touch on this episode as well, just a little bit here. Currently, there's a open or closed alpha for Marvel Rivals, and I wanted to touch on it here because we've had
what's Marvel Rivals, dude?
Oh yeah, we've had like a good 6 months of you grind your story of Overwatch and you grinding Overwatch 1 before 2 came out. So what's the two competition for Overwatch right now? Technically Team Fortress 2 because it's another hero shooter, and although the gameplay is completely different, I feel, and Paladins, right?
Sure. The greatest game, season 1 and 2.
And Overwatch is kind of pretty much the victor there in terms of broad appeal, even though I think Team Fortress whoops its ass in just longevity, but that's here nor there. Marvel Rivals is a third-person hero shooter, effectively.
Okay,
and people were shitting on it, going, "Oh yeah, it's Marvel's Overwatch. It's gonna be generic and terrible."
That sounds cool, dude. Marvel has like such a great cast of characters that like you could like everything. Yeah, all the roles are there. You got your heavy, you got your speedsters, you got your caps for like defenders. Like it's been very fun, and they've kind of turned all the archetypes on their head. Like Hulk is a tank. He's a bruiser. He has a shield that he can cast to other people, a gamma shield, and he has a stun where he just like pounds the ground and it has the person stick in place. He turns into a bigger Hulk and grabs him and smashes him on the ground. Basically, Reinhardt.
And his jump can knock aerial people down to the ground, and you can just punch them to death, which I just hit my mic.
Damn, so maybe actually punch your desk to death, dude. It's crazy.
But Spider-Man is one where Spider-Man in a shooter sense, people are like, how is that going to work? People are like, the movement's clunky and stuff. It's like, kind of, but it works with the game. And Spider-Man's awesome. He's a DPS. He dives into the back line. He's supposed to take out like the squishies and just back out and keep going. Yeah.
All right,
Wall run, he can stick to the ceilings. Black Panther is another type where he gets to the back line and does it. They're squishy,
does he have the
but they do a lot of damage. Oh, that would be amazing. No, not in the alpha anyway. But his vibranium suit gets more powerful the less health he has, so that's lore accurate. And then the thing that differentiates not only the third person and some of the other stuff, but the environment's destructible. So that's been pretty cool to like take out a bridge and watch people fall down, or there's one map where you can take out a room and the whole floor disintegrates and they all fall down. It's been fun. It's been fun, and the characters also have synergies with each other, so you can have extra abilities depending on who's on your team. Like Scarlet Witch powers up Magneto, so Magneto gets a sword. Hulk, Iron Man, Doctor Strange they're all Avengers, and his gamma radiation powers up both of them. So it's not only are your team comps just kind of based on situation and stuff, but you can add your synergies on top of it to decide how you want to force and attack things. Groot has been amazing. He's been, and I gotta say I've been loving the tanks. The only character that I don't like in the alpha is Namor, the Submariner. He's incredibly weak. His ult sucks.
You're a hater, dude.
And his abilities are useless. But I like the fact that he has turrets like Torbjorn, but they're pretty useless. Like, would he have a decent
Can
team?
he fly or float or anything?
He like descends slowly, but he has an ability where he goes up into the air and puts a shield around himself and just sits there, where he can't be damaged for like 2 seconds. It's dumb.
Can he like shoot stuff or anything?
Nope. Not
I think there's like a Pharaoh. She's kind of like she can like float around and stuff. Like just give him her powers.
Yeah, but there's Iron Man is basically Farah in this.
Yeah, I mean, why not have two?
They have a lot of flying characters, and actually they have Storm, Iron Man, Hela, who can float.
Does Storm and Black Panther get synergy?
No, surprisingly, but they do have specific dialogue for each other.
Okay, yeah.
And there's an achievement lock to where if you have a storm, you get an assist on a storm kill or a kill from they assist each other.
Do they talk smack at like the loading screen? That'd be dope.
They do before the match starts. They talk. So there's like in-world stuff. So I will say that on the outset, it looks like a clone. It looks like a cash grab. It's made by NetEase, so all of my positive praise right now could be completely down the drain when that game launches because
so far PlaySpawn's interesting concept.
Yep, but so far I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It's really reignited my love for an Overwatch style shooter, and I can't wait for the next test. So,
I don't know if it'll have legs. Like it feels like all those like hero shooter type games have been kind of falling off, dude. Like mostly people just enjoy like the big 3 ones like Fortnite, Counter-Strike. What's the other one? Call of Duty.
Sure.
Yeah.
But
Call of Duty's been going off the rails with all their like DLC characters with your Nicki Minaj's. They have
Cheech and Chong are running around, dude.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They got everybody.
Yeah. But
Fortnite had like Family Guy and all this other stuff. It's weird, man. They're doing like a weird cross-branding deals that I don't hate, but I don't know how to feel about them.
Yeah.
Lego's done it for years, right? They've always nobody's upset about like a Star Wars Lego set.
Yeah, exactly. So to kind of wrap up here, I just wanted to highlight what I've been playing, what I've been enjoying, and what I've been doing today. Just kind of a shoot the shit kind of an episode here, but I will also highlight there was some controversy with Marvel Rivals related to like content creators not saying anything negative about the game, and that's like a NetEase thing that's been there. Yeah, go ahead.
I was drying my hands the other day like an air dryer. Have you used like an air dryer to like?
Yeah.
I usually just use towels, but all that was available in this particular bathroom was like an air dryer.
Yeah, it's
and I usually just put my hands out like flat, like rotate like finger spread.
Okay.
But this time I was like, I was like in a hurry, so I was like almost like rolling dice. Okay. And I was like, man, it feels like I'm jerking off a ghost. Have you noticed that? Like, have you ever used like a hair? Like
no, I can honestly tell you no.
And then like when it got too hot, I was like, man, if it gets too hot for your hand, I'm like, that's when the ghost came. So that's just something I noticed, dude.
Yeah, dude. Don't ever air dry your ass. It sounds like.
I wasn't even thinking that, dude. Broadening my horizons, my guy. Not even where that would be available.
But what was I saying now? Oh, so there's some controversy with Marvel having or NetEase's contract saying, "Oh, you can't say anything negative about it." It said nothing disparaging. I don't think negativity and disparaging are two different things for me, but they reiterated you could say whatever you want about the game.
Yeah.
And honestly, there are issues. Like I think the abundance of RAM that it says it requires is ridiculous. Doctor Strange has portals that lags the entire game for the entire server, but the portals are really useful. But you just deal with it, right? I look at it and I'm like, it's an alpha, but also it's NetEase, and the only game that they have right now that I don't feel is god awful is Naraka Blade Point. So I'm hoping they follow the Naraka line versus everything else that they've made. So that being said, optimistic about the game, and I'm looking forward to the next test.
It's not a paid review. Like I would take like any review with a grain of salt.
Oh
like,
yeah, because they
like soft power. There's soft power. There's hard power. There's like they'll pay for reviews, but then like there's also like, hey, we're just inviting these people out here to this like junction.
Yeah,
and it's like they're just. We're not giving you money, but we're spending thousands of dollars on you to like come out to Vegas and hang out. And,
that's why I find
these swag bags
really interesting. Like the Redfall, right? Like it got terrible previews, it got terrible reviews, but even IGN gave it a terrible review, which IGN's kind of seen as the shills of the industry,
the shill media,
and even they're like, this game sucks. So
there's no two words
Arcade,
about it.
Austin had them come out and play the game. So to have someone come out and you're like, ooh, this game sucks ass, and them be actually honest, I'm like, damn, they wasted their money. But that was also refreshing in the industry.
Optimistic, cautiously
optimistic, and exactly.
Cautious.
Yeah. So we'll leave it at that.
Still thinking about that ghost.
All right. And before we sign off here, I just want to give a shout out to our homeboys.
Sign off for 10 minutes, dude. Holy shit.
Well, you had your ghost story, which I had.
I wanted to edit on a spooky note, dude.
Okay, all right. That is the spookiest note you can end on. But quick shout out to Spork and his college Valorant team. They won their Challengers Championship. So we got a champion in the server. So congratulations,
champ was here.
So hopefully we can bring those skills to the other games we play.
Hate to see it.
You gotta hate to see it. All right, dude. For the Combo Wombo podcast, I'm Mr. Gimpy. That's
Chipmunk.
And behind me is my son Monty. You're out of here. Take care, everybody.
Peace.